Hi guys, so in this video let's talk about why you should control your emotions kind of no matter what and how you can do that, right? So let's get into it and let's start off with why you should control your emotions, right? So when we go through our daily life, right? Whether you go to work, with family, right? Things are gonna happen that are not always, the nicest, right? Maybe something happens that's unexpected, right? At work, or somebody says something, right, to you, I don't know, on the train or during work, or maybe then you get home, right? And your significant other says something, right? That maybe isn't the nicest, right? If you control your emotions, right? And this is kind of no matter what, right? And I know I'm not including some crazy, insane scenario where maybe you have to, react for your own protection or something, right? I'm just saying stuff that is serious, but it's not, it's not going to injure you or threaten you in that way, right? Um, so as you go on through kind of doing your daily tasks, stuff is going to happen. Maybe people are going to say something, right? You should always control your emotions, because one, when you don't, you give away your power, right? So if someone says something, right, and you react, right, you're giving away your power, right? If something, you go to work and something unexpected happens, you again give out your power, right? um, there's so much there's only so much like life force and energy you have to build your kind of your life every day, right? And if you constantly are reacting to certain situations or certain people, you are giving away that power, right? That power that could be used for creating, kind of like the life that you want, right? Maybe a better life that you want. Um, so in that situation, every instance is a lesson for you how to respond to certain situations, not react. And that is a huge difference, right? Because stuff is gonna happen. It's just the way it is, right? And I know a lot of us come to expect it. That's not to mean that you should expect everyday bad stuff to happen to you, right? Or negative stuff to happen to you, but we know it happens, right? It's life, right? Life is not, just the good parts, it's the bad parts, right? It's unexpected stuff that happens. But your goal will be and is to respond to a lot of situations instead of reacting, right? When you respond, whatever happens, you create that little space for you to be present and conscious and realize what's going on, and maybe respond calmly without, like I said, that reaction where you just go into defense mode and fear, right? And try to, mitigate whatever situation is happening, right? You're creating that little space for you to take a breath, realize what's happening, and maybe respond in a calm and positive way, right? Um, and this is very hard. This is not easy, right? Because um, we all lead very busy lives and we all react most of the time, right? It's very hard to control your emotions no matter what, right? Kind of like this video is titled. But if you can work on it, right, each day, each week, each month, each year, right, and try to do that, you will benefit greatly, right? Because you don't want to be swayed in the wind, right? Something happens and you go kind of react to that, and then somebody says something, and you react to that. So if you can create that space and be calm, in any situation, I promise you, whatever is happening won't escalate, right? If anything, it will de-escalate, right? Somebody will come down or you will come down, and it's not, like adding fuel to the fire, right? um, a lot of us go, every day interacting with different individuals, and those individuals will maybe say certain things to you that are not the nicest, right? Kind of second part of this, just talking specifically to people, right? Not just every situation, but when people specifically choose to say something that's not positive, or could be mean, could be derogatory, could be passive aggressive, right? Whatever it be, a helpful thing to do is to realize where they're coming from. It's not to justify their actions, right? But it's to know that a lot of people that are like that, or that say maybe mean things or negative things, or try to hurt you, or try to, twist the knife, when something happens, right? Those people are coming at you from their own insecurities, right? From their own anxiety, from their own childhood trauma, right? From their own negative, uh, like I said, projection, programming, and then they project that onto you, right? So a good key is to know, most of the time, whatever happens does not have to do with you, right? Maybe you have heard a term where it says, hurt people, right? It's very sounds very interesting to, for one, but when you really think about it, right? Somebody that's whole and positive and full of life and is working on themselves, right, will also project that onto our others, right? So it will, that person will try to maybe help you and say encouraging things, and uplift you, right? Because that's what is in them, right? Only we find ourselves in instances when we ourselves are coming from that lack, that fear, that negativity, that old negative programming, that childhood trauma, right? Then you project that onto others, right? So when most of the time, whatever happens has nothing to do with you, okay? It doesn't have anything to do with you, but you think like, well, that person said it to me. Yes, they said it to you, but like I said, only hurt people try to hurt others, right? See in that moment where they're coming from, and it's probably from their own fear, from their own anxiety, from their own trauma, right? And when you look at it that way, you will have this different, new, profound understanding why maybe they're doing what they're doing, right? Or why maybe they said something, or why they're being passive aggressive, right? Um, so that's one thing, right? So when you control your emotions, you create that space to realize that, right? Which is so easier said than done, right? It's very hard. As you try to be more present every day, right? More aware of what's happening, not just running on that default program, right? But when you actually try to make conscious decisions in your everyday life, you can create that separation from when things happen, when somebody says something to you, where you can respond, and the little bit of space where maybe that's a person coming to you out of fear, right, out of hurt. So then you can kind of respond to it appropriately, right? Now, having said that, if somebody says something, right, and maybe you're not, present in that moment, and it triggers something in you. I know that's a big kind of phrase, big word these days, like triggers, or people getting triggered. But when somebody says something and it triggers something in you, right? It You feel something, some kind of a reaction to it. Well, like I said, one, I know they're saying it out of their own projections, and they're never good projections, but it also is showing you, even though they are the ones who said it, the fact that it triggered something in you, it rose some kind of energy in you, is proof that it's something maybe you need to work on, right? So don't look at something like that happens. Somebody says something and it causes some kind of reaction to you. Realize that in that moment you have the opportunity to learn something about you and grow from that situation, right? Let me give you an example, right? If somebody um, says, let's say, I'll use myself as an example, right? Robert, you're stupid or something, right? Or kind of makes a passive aggressive comment, implying that, right? This is just an example. If I know I'm not stupid, right? If I know I'm smart, and let's say you have a high IQ and maybe a high EQ, right? And you consider yourself a very intelligent person, and most importantly, you believe that deep down inside, you will not react at all, right? You will just laugh, right? Because it's so funny. It's so preposterous. Like it will not have any type of trigger for you, and therefore it will not make you react, in any type of way, because you know you're not like that, right? Now, if somebody says that, right? Oh, you're stupid, and something jolts in you, kind of, it triggers some kind of inner belief that you have, right? Some kind of subconscious programming, subconscious belief that you have that you might need to work on, right? It's such a great opportunity to stand back. And I'm not saying maybe in the situation, right? Because things happen very fast and you may not react or respond in the way that you want, because it just moves so fast. But later, maybe reflect on that situation and why did it make you feel a certain way, right? And it will be a profound opportunity for you to grow, to see really maybe you do have some insecurities deep down inside, right? Even if at first glance you might think, um, I'm not like that. I don't think, I'm, stupid or whatever it is in this case. I don't like using the word, but we're going with it. And that means maybe you have some old programming, right? Maybe when you were younger somebody said something to make you feel stupid, right? Or some comment, and that's been sitting on you waiting to come up. The only way to deal with um, deal with trauma, right, is for it to come up. If it never comes up, you never have a chance to work on it, right? But as things arise, as things come up, it is a profound opportunity to work on that trauma, that insecurity, that fear, that anxiety, whatever it is, right? Because sit down with it first and try to come up with a reason why it might be triggering you, right? Why it might be having some kind of effect on you. And more so than none, you will find that maybe deep down inside you do believe you're not smart enough, or you're not good enough, or whatever it may be, right? We all have this negative programming, right? A lot of the times it's not even your own. It's not even your own, right? From family, from social media, from movies, from whatever, right? And then you adapted it. It became a part of your programming, right? And you need to work on yourself to get rid of that, especially if you're trying to become a better person, right? Maybe a better version of yourself. You're trying to improve certain things in your life, right? So uh, please, if any of this stuff resonates with you, subscribe, like, the usual things, right? So like I said, try to be in that space of responding, not reacting to everything that happens, right? Control your emotions, right? And it really helps when you know most of the time it has nothing to do with you, right? I know your own ego likes to attach itself and then find that insecurity, and most of the time it's not you. Okay, realize, like I said, that quote, kind of like only hurt people, right? It's very true when you think about it, right? But if it does, trigger something in you, you have some work to do. And guess what? You can only change it. You, nobody else, right? Yes, you can, seek help from others, but at the end of the day, it will still be your work, right? You need to take the steps to try to change that if you want, right? If you're perfectly happy, you never get triggered, never are reactionary, right? You're living your best life, good for you, right? That's not what I'm talking about. But most of us have work to do, and if you want to make any type of progress, you're gonna have to put in the effort. So like I said, please, if you made it to the end of this video, like, subscribe, share, comment, right? Maybe some helpful tips you have to not get caught up in the moment, and actually, not make the situation worse, right? How to kind of de-escalate it, and while controlling your emotions, right? So like I said, don't give away your power, right? You can use that power to be loving and caring and peaceful and create whatever you want to create, right? And help others, right? But if you consistently are giving that power away, that doesn't leave a lot of energy for those good things in life. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.